What's the deal? What's the deal, people, man? It's Westmont Exotic Rich, man, the CEO of Westmont Exotic LLC, the CEO of Westmont Performance LLC, the CEO of Westmont Exotic Pet Supplies, the business, a whole lot of them. I got started breeding dogs. I think I was kind of bred into it, you know what I'm saying? My mama's a dog woman, my dad's a dog man. My mom had the German Shepherds my whole life with the working dogs. My dad had pit bulls, and 20 years later, I got exotic bullies and German shepherds. So I think I'm a product of how I was raised. I learned how to do most of my dog breeding in South Central Los Angeles, California, and the section where both my mom and my daddy, was raised in. The section is called Westmont, California. The example, that's why we named the brand Westmont Exotics. That's what we learned how to breed at. Kenneth Low-Wooten is the co-CEO of Westmont Exotics LLC and co-CEO of Westmont Exotic Pet Supplies. As far as like seniority, he's a co-CEO, co-owner of Westmont Exotics, and we started breeding dogs together. We breed exotic bullies, exotic bulldogs, and we breed working line German Shepherds and Cane Corsos. So I breed exotic bullies, preferably exotic bullies. I have did some exotic bulldog breedings. We did some French breedings, and we breed working line German Shepherds and working line Cane Corsos. Lowe does the Cane Corsos. I do the German Shepherds. We both do the bullies. When I first started breeding dogs, I feel like people of my color was really scared to show their face. Like to show that they was black selling a dog. I felt like they wasn't gonna sell the dog, or they felt like they wasn't gonna see the same money as the next man. I felt like that, it was different compared to what it is today when people are, out here being themselves and things of that nature. Another thing, as far as the evolution of the dog, the dog changes. The bully breed, as far as what we expect the dog to look like, changes faster than any dog. So, within time, the dogs has definitely changed from what they was and what they are today. Just the notoriety of the way the business is being done, how we franchise, how we did the membership thing, the dog auction. We kind of very innovative on how we coming on the dog game. Like everything we doing it ain't been done before with dogs. The first franchise we did was G from New York City. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man G from NYC. The reason why I thought about the franchise is that, I done been through so much. I done took so many losses and it done so much shit that, like, the bully game is not something that you can accidentally do good in. Like, it's a lot of stuff that goes with these dogs that you gotta know in order to be successful breeding these dogs. It's like, it's a lot of politics with these dogs. And then the dogs are, they consistently are being transformed into new dogs. So you really gotta be, as the dogs get newer and newer and the style of breed change, you have to be updated with what's the do's and don'ts in these type of dogs, how to breed them, how not to breed them. So it's just a lot of shit that I felt like I kind of tried to figure out how to monetize all the shit I've been through. And I feel like that's when the franchise and the membership came apart. That's like proof, like from the time that we started until the time that we was doing, right before we start doing franchise and memberships, you could kind of see the progression, and you could understand, like, well, if I could fast forward this for this amount of money, like, time is worth more than money. So to be able to fast forward time is really worth any amount of money, in any business. As far as the future, we've been finding ways to stay very innovative in the game, as far as bringing things to the game that not only our camp but the whole bully game could benefit off of. So right now we plan on throwing the dog auction, which is, like I said, something not only Westmont is going to benefit from, but the whole bully game is going to benefit from the dog auction. Like the high profile interviews we do and the things that we're innovative in, it just bring more emotion to the bully game. So for everybody that is in the bully game and watching what we're doing, just understand that it's going to bring more emotion and more money to whoever is in the sport of doing what we're doing, as far as providing high quality, healthy exotics. If I'm gonna be the best, like if that's something I'm striving for in our camp, for us to be the best, and that's a big statement, I want it to be on an even playing field. I would love it to be on an even playing field, to everybody got the same resources and the same, and I like, I feel like it's one thing to make nice dogs and to take care of your family financially, but to be able to inspire people to be able to change the game, like that's just as much as powerful as doing the other shit. So I feel like just the person I am, I feel like ironically the things I think about helps the bully game. I don't think I think about like how can I help the bully game. I just think the type of person I am and the thoughts that I think about just naturally line up with the game I'm in. When you breeding, like the thing that really makes the breeder different from another breeder is like what breeders they think about or how they could put it together. The outcrossing, the line breeding, the inbreeding, when to do what, the time and the place to do what. I feel like in the time that I've been breeding dogs, I felt like the way I've learned to understand the genetics I feel like would cross over into most of anything. Um, just me understanding how to breed just in general. Now, I'm can say that we breeding not for something so much physically like we breeding a bully. When you're breeding the birds, you're breeding for instinct that you can't necessarily see, and you're breeding for the physical traits to be able to provide what you're trying to do. So I feel like I wanted to breed the birds because I felt like it was harder than dogs. Another thing, I felt like I had an edge because just me being in my bag, knowing how to breed, like that's me, you know what I'm saying? And another thing too, like I get to dictate breedings faster with birds. I can switch up birds a lot faster. Dogs come in heat every 6 months. A bird, the way that you breed birds, you can really change up the way you breed so fast that I could do so much more of the things I actually know how to do, which is breed. Being at how fast they breed and being at how the way they breed. Um, I feel like I could I could do 10 years worth of dog work in 3 years worth of breeding just because how fast it is for the birds. And that's another reason why I got intrigued into it. The money was another thing. Bird money, as far as you not having to leave your house to make no money. You raising birds, taking care of the birds, you send the birds to the races. Like I don't have to leave my house in order to do that. So, you know, and it's like royalty. It's the richest, wealthiest people in the world are competing, and that's that damn sure intrigued me too. I felt like the things I did with the dogs like proved the point, like just the why I did business and the type of person I was, to where if I did anything else and it made sense that somebody was financially comfortable with it, they would get involved. As far as the birds, like, everything I posted with the birds was facts. As far as the type of money in the game, when it's done right, as far as the day-to-day care of the birds and what you have to do from A to Z. I feel like I just broke everything down as far as what would really be needed, and I felt like a lot of people was interested because it didn't like take a lot of time out their day. They didn't have to go to drive around. And I feel like for birds to be racing hundreds to 500 miles, like that's highly interesting. Like you talking about we raising something, we competing, we breeding something that's competing, and hundreds to 500-mile races. Like that's very very intriguing. As far as them being able to buy franchises, buy memberships in order to open up their own version of what I'm trying to do. I felt like the people that did that wanted to get involved before that it blew up to where they can blow up with it instead of them having to, watch it blow up and wish that they could have been involved. So I feel like people did it because it made so much sense and that they didn't want to be left out. I think it was Westmont Performance ATL. I want to say, don't quote me on that, but I think I'm about 95% sure it was ATL. It was either ATL or it was NYC, but I believe it was ATL though. The way that we're going to impact the pigeon game is consistency, charisma, and you know, we kind of got an edge on it because we come from breeders. We have a breeding background already, so we're not just coming to get involved in something that we never did. At the same time, I'm not finna say that's gonna make us good prison breeders, but understanding genetics and chromosomes and how when you breed this type of way, what's the pros and cons to it. That can definitely jumpstart your career on any type of breeding. And it's power in numbers, it's strength in numbers. We flying out of NYC, ATL, Atlanta, Texas, Chicago, Wisconsin. We flying out of Los Angeles. We're gonna be racing out of prestigious major races all around the country. We getting the best birds that we can get. We breeding the best birds that we can find, and we finna come. We only doing one loft racing. We're not doing no club, no collegiate, just one loft racing. The birds that we have in our loft, like the birds that we've chosen to start our loft and our stock with, is world-class pigeons. Anybody that knows about pigeons will tell you the birds that we have is some of the best pigeons, if not the best pigeons in the world today. And this is not opinion-wise, this is based on stats, based on records. We have some of the best pigeons in the world. See, that's the best thing about the racing pigeons. Everything you do is recorded based upon the biggest races, who's winning these races, who's consistently winning, you know, you can go check the race records and race sheets for the races from here to the 50s, or them to the 40s, and find out who's been winning and what birds consistently been winning, and you know what I'm saying. So it's gonna take a long time for you to do some homework and not buy the birds that's who doing the best promotion, just by actually finding the birds that's who winning. And the best thing about the bird game is public knowledge as far as the race records. As long as they've been racing, they got the records for the races and which birds, what's fanciers. So you would know who doing what. It's public knowledge. The biggest pigeon race and pot I ever seen was about 2 point something million. I believe it was about 2.2 million. That's Africa Pro race that's going on right now in South Africa. I believe they got $2 million in prize money. For sure they have $2 million in prize money, but I think it's 2.2 million. The highest bird I seen auction was 1.9 euros, which is over $2 million in United States currency. The things that drive me are like this. My success is based off my work. I'm a business owner. So like my success is based off of how much I do. It's not like I'm hired by a company and regardless if we do good or bad, I'm gonna get paid this amount of money every 2 weeks. My success is based off how much work I do. So like I really don't have I gotta be locked in at all times. It might take me a lot from other places, but like a lot is on my shoulders, so it's like I can't fuck up. And that's probably the reason why I move how I move. The things that inspire me are, just the comfortability that I want to see my family have. You know what I'm saying? Like be able to live. As far as we know, we got one life, and if I can get my family in a position to live it how we want to live it, you know what I'm saying? That's my drive. As far as some people that inspire me, I pull inspiration from, a lot of different places. The people that do inspire me might inspire me for different reasons. I've been inspired by West Coast Bully Unit. I've been inspired by the Bully Camp Line. I've been inspired by X-Stack Comb. I've been inspired by Trueville Reproduction. I've been inspired by my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? I've been inspired by, Low. The way he keep his composure and hold it down. Cream. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get inspiration from and through my camp at the same time. People around my camp. 30 Rich inspired me. It really ain't too many people that kind of meet my energy. I got like very strict energy, and it's like a lot of it, and I move a certain type of way. And 30 like energy match my energy, so I definitely pulled some inspiration from 30. So shout out to Top Dollar Kennels. You just gotta surround yourself with people that's like similar to you, so y'all can bounce ideas off each other. 30 was one of them people for sure. As far as like outside of the sport of what I do, I'd say Nipsey Hussle for sure. He kind of set the blueprint for how you would do business in radical situations as far as the type of business that I'm in, and he set the standard for us. So I give a lot of credit to Nip for the way that, I move like how I move. The next step for Westmont as a whole is for us just to manifest the things that we already know we gonna do. Keep proving, our purpose with the type of production we putting out, healthy, high power, exquisite, exotic dogs. We're gonna bleed the pigeon game by doing the same thing in the pigeon game, providing the pigeon game with some high quality pigeons and some high quality people to do new business with. We're gonna be racing in the biggest races, and we're gonna be even racing in some small races. We ain't too good for nobody. Just letting the pigeon game know that some new people involved that with some good energy as far as the way we gonna get involved and how we come in, just everything that how we coming about the situation is gonna be good for the pigeon game, because we promote what we do, which means it's gonna help, enlighten the sport of a lot of people don't know what's going on with the pigeon game. 5 years in my bag, like sickly working. Like what you see right now, but times 50. In 10 years, multi-millionaire from a gang of different ways. I said my daughters be 13, so, I be trying to be like running a corporation, probably not get my hands too dirty, but in 10 years, I want to be able to sit back and really let it take care of my kids. And I want the same thing to happen for everybody else that's a part of Westmont. I want the business that we're doing with these dogs and birds to be able to take care of everybody and their families. Man, nothing like that, just like a whole lot of Westmont, you know what I'm saying? As far as where we coming, we're not going nowhere. I'm going to give a shout out to all my kennel partners and franchises from the East Coast to the West Coast to the North to the South. As far as the Westmont Performance, We got some of the best pigeons that you could find, or some of the best pigeons that you probably couldn't even find, just because, you know, you got to know the type of people that we know to even get these pigeons. And as far as what we're doing with the dogs, man, we just, matter of fact, yesterday we got a new stud. And I don't even know his name yet. We ain't even named him, but we said new Purple Tri Nano Crown Son, produced by West Coast Billy Unibrahani. We just got him yesterday. So yeah, man, it's a whole lot of Westmont Exotics, a whole lot of Westmont Performance.